Hey everyone, how are you? I wanted to share a quick update on how I'm doing this week. Chemo was scheduled for Tuesday. My platelets were lower than they were 2 weeks ago. They've pretty much been falling since January, and I think that's really a reflection of my body's exhaustion from chemo. Your platelets, I think, are really about like kind of measuring blood clotting and bruising and that kind of stuff. I mean, the good news is my white blood cell count is in a really good spot. So at least I'm not super concerned about my immune system. So that's great. But I wanted to share what was going on. I think I'm kind of two minds. Immediately, there's some relief because the side effects from chemo aren't fun. You feel like you have the flu, and that doesn't always feel good. So I like to just honor the fact that I get a little bit more of a break and look at the positive of that. I did have a few folks this week, including Brian, share just their concern about, well, what does this mean, and how the concern about if it keeps going down and I don't get chemo, what is the impact of that? And honestly, let's just be direct, the fear of like, does the cancer grow and it put me in a dangerous spot? And I definitely feel that and understand that and have moments myself where I think about it. If I have to be candid, I think the hardest part of cancer is this right here. Like my brain and the story in my head about everything that I'm going through. And that is why I work so much on the reframe. And, I talked to a few people this week who were like, I don't know how you stay so positive. Well, headline is I'm not always positive. It's just I work hard on the reframe so that I could live at least 80% of my day in a positive mindset, because that is who I am, and that is the choice I want to make so that I do have happiness. But, look, this weekend I had some physical pain into early in the week, and, just the fear of like, is something spreading or is something happening? I don't know. I was so certain. I've shared this with you guys before, but when my friend shared with me that my mom came through on that psychic reading and said, hey, you're going to be okay. For 4 years, I said, well, Mom said I'm going to survive this. So like, nope, not dying from it. And when I opened the door in December to explore the possibility of, if I were to choose chemo maintenance, if the surgeon is right, which I don't think he is, but if he was, the possibility that this path could end my life, and holy crap, that's a big deal. And so, I'm looking at death in the eye. I know I said this and made this big dramatic thing a couple months ago about it. I'm looking it in the eye, and I am. But it doesn't mean I'm not afraid. So I think this awareness that even with all the pain and all the side effects, the hardest thing is getting my mind right and having my mind be giving me a fighting chance here, and giving me the opportunity and the positivity to do whatever I want to do next. The other thing that's happening with me too that I want to share around that is, and I'm having some real powerful mental shifts from a work standpoint. And, I've always been a person that wants to be of service to other people because it feels good. But if I have to be really direct and honest, part of that is because in my upbringing, where my mom needed the most help was in doing things. And, she worked full time, 4 kids, my dad traveled a lot. So she had a lot on her plate. And, she would have a temper and whatnot if we weren't doing what we needed to. She was also a great mom. And I get my work ethic, my discipline, which I also get from my dad too. But she taught me a lot. And I think when I'm processing all that I'm processing right now, one of the things that comes up is, when do I choose me? When do I choose what I want to do? And it's a beautiful thing to choose things to make other people feel good or to help other people. And I'm not suggesting not to do those things, but I probably made that my business instead of what does my soul need and what do I want, and the soul expression, like, what does my soul need? And so I want to share with you guys, I'm getting clearer about what I want to be doing, and from a work perspective. And for 6 months since I've returned from medical leave, I have just felt like, look, I just want to be helpful because I don't know how much I can give, and it makes me feel good to be helpful. But now I want to make impact, and that is really important to me. So I have a request for all of you. If you're able to like or subscribe to the channel, those stats will help the content be seen by other people. I really believe in this content. I know so many of you, and not in every video, but like, I feel like every time I post something, I get at least 3 people saying, wow, that resonated for X, Y, and Z reason. And so each of your feedback and your feedback has given me the courage to keep doing this. And I feel like together we're making impact. Like, whether it's my idea, sharing it with you guys, or some of you guys have shared, I'm sharing it with my friends, which I just love, and that's amazing. Honestly, I want my story to help other people. If I have to tell you, one of my biggest fears is that I don't have enough time left. And this all turns into some like amazing Lifetime movie, where I tried to do all these things to help people, but I didn't help them till after I passed. And I don't want that to be the case. So I don't know. If the feeling moves you and there's someone you can share this to, that would mean a lot. Liking and subscribing, just to get, I don't really know all of the ins and outs of YouTube, but that means a lot. Look, at this exact moment, I'm feeling like a badass and also afraid. And I just want you to recognize you can do the exact same thing. You can be a mess and also exceptional in the exact same moment, and give yourself space to be you in the moment that you're in. You're allowed to be yourself. And I feel like my life mission, as I return to who I am and being the real me, is to inspire each of you to be the real you. Who knows how much time we have left to do that? And I hope mine's another 50 years, but for the time I'm here, it's going to be to make impact. So help me help you. Help me help whoever needs it. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your love and support, and for being with me on this journey. Love you all. I'll talk to you soon.